Hello, stock traders. I hope all of you are having a fantastic week. This has been a very volatile week on the markets, although overall, it's been a good week for me. Following the insiders, I've had a couple really pop off, and so far, so good. I hope you are having similar success. And in today's video, I am going to cover the S&P 500 and where we could be going, some of the open gaps, some of the levels to look for. I'm also going to talk about two different stocks that are in the Bitcoin type, Bitcoin mining, and also are very tied to Bitcoin. And one thing that's been happening that's really been going on is some of these companies that are tied to Bitcoin have had some insider activity that is very significant. Recently, Coinbase had some insider activity that I'm going to talk about later, and I'm going to show you some different charts of some different things also with Bitcoin and then some of these other companies because they will move with Bitcoin. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of the beast. But before I get going, if you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. If you haven't done so before and you're new to the channel, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. Let's start by talking about the chart. We're here in the S&P 500 chart. This is the SPY ETF, and we have had this major downturn getting rejected from the 200 SMA that has been going on. And we've hit this red line right here is the June lows. And so I've kind of mapped those out here. You can see where we have bounced off of those. And it's been kind of a irregular bounce. We do have this gap to the downside down here. So some of the levels to really watch is to watch this support at 372. Another level of support is 360. Right at 367 is this other level of support. This is where that gap closes. The market tends to respect these gaps, so it's important to watch for them. And so this gap down could be an area that we come back down to and find support and bounce up to. So typically we will move from gap to gap in the market, and it's very common for it to close. So gap upside. Well, gap upside, we have this upside gap here at 391 that goes to 393. And so that is something to watch. We got a lot of work to get done before we get up to those levels. We have this here. This line here is the 48 EMA. And this is the 13 EMA right here. And when these two cross, you can see typically you get a bullish run right after it. When they go negative, you know, that's obviously shows a negative run where we can be going downward. So right now it is a bearish trend. So that's something to kind of keep in mind with your trading. Now the insiders have been fantastic this week. It was really nice. Had a couple insiders that have been over 20% gains. I had one that was over 50% gains this week. So far, so good. If you want access to different trades like that in real time, then the place to do it is the basic membership of our Patreon group, at least that level. Now, we have levels higher than that, but you will want to check it out. Being a part of it is well worth it. It is now set up with Patreon when you sign on that it charges on that same date every month. In the past, it's always done on the 1st. So that is kind of nice. Nice to have a true subscription model with that. But anyway, check it out. There's lots of great trades in there. If you want some of my insider trades, some of the insider stocks, some of the stocks with insider activity that I find very significant, you will want to be a part because that is the only place that I message is those there. Okay, so let's start talking about these different stocks. The other companies that I'm going to talk about that have had insider activity and some other things happening within them, they move off of Bitcoin. So it's important to understand where we're at. And you can see these are DeMark indicators. So these are the DeMark 7, the TD heat map that is on TradingView. And I have this plugged up here. And you can see this long symbol here stating that we should have hit a bottom in Bitcoin. So we've seen this. This is a daily chart. So each one of these is 1 day. And so we've been moving up ever since we hit that long indicator. And so this has been moving and performing rather well, but we're still at 19,911. There's a lot of room to go for Bitcoin, but it is interesting to see this movement and to see the price movement move up off of these DeMark indicators. I have found these to be very valuable on the daily chart. Any shorter than that, they don't tend to work. They don't tend to be good and live up. But if you have a catalyst, you can watch a catalyst down to a DeMark indicator, and it almost always gets you a good buy point or sell point. And so I like to use them. Okay, so this is where Bitcoin is at. We've got a buy signal and it's moving up. It's nowhere near a sell signal yet. So that's something to pay attention to. The next thing I want to talk about is Coinbase Global. It has had this was reported in Thursday after hours, so this is extremely fresh insider activity. An insider has been buying up Coinbase. If you're not familiar with Coinbase, I'm actually surprised by that, but Coinbase is one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges out there, and they are starting to work with other institutional owners. And so that's some of the things that we're kind of starting to see. There could be a mass adoption of Bitcoin moving in the future. And so this particular director has been buying up shares, and another reported in after hours on Thursday. And if we get some sort of risk on environment, especially of Bitcoin, even if it just stays where it's at, I can see this moving way up. And this is a great value. You can see we have a DeMark long signal here. We do have a 7 sell signal. That's a little concern, but I think that this will continue to move. This is something really interesting, especially with the insider activity that you may want to take a look at Friday morning. Look for an entry point. I'm probably going to find an entry point on Coinbase Global. Another stock I've talked about a lot in the past is Bitfarms. Now, a lot of you who followed this channel for a long time probably hate me right now that I'm talking about Bitfarms, ticker symbol BITF. Now, we have this fantastic value that's kind of pulled up, and they have been increasing their hash rate. And it was just reported in after hours on Thursday that they continue to increase their hash rate, getting ready. They believe a big move in Bitcoin is coming, and this stock moves crazy big after with prices of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin moves up, we can see this really move up coming forward. So this is definitely something to watch. It has not had insider activity, but it's had activity in that they are investing in their company right now. It is a phenomenal deal, and I have purchased shares on this right at $1.09. I'm expecting a big move in this, and so this is kind of a speculative buy, but with these DeMark buy signals, along with that, and possibly Bitcoin moving up, I like Bitcoin miners. I think it's kind of cool. But, there's definitely some people trying to, get it gotten rid of. But anyway, this is one thing to look for. I hope you found this video of use. Please comment in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. Hope you have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend. And Raythoven out.